So I'm here with Deanna Pierce as we continue our Sharing Your Story series at St. Anne's. We're having twice a week, people telling you stories of how they have been impacted, have encountered God through different ministries at St. Anne. So welcome, Deanna.
Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, it's super exciting to hear your story and just to learn how your journey of St. Anne really just began about a year ago. So tell me, a year ago now, before you were eventually invited to St. Anne, where were you spiritually?
I was pretty kind of dead. I wasn't going to any church in particular, wasn't a member anywhere. I hadn't been going to church. I'd visited a Presbyterian church a time or two, but was not very consistent with that. I didn't even listen to anything on the radio. I would sometimes catch Joel Osteen in the morning, but I just didn't have a lot of a spiritual life. I wasn't seeking God very actively at all.
Yeah. Wow. And so, like I said, that was about a year ago, and then somebody invited you to St. Anne. You weren't Catholic, but somebody invited you to St. Anne. Is that how it went down?
That's right. Some neighbors on my street invited me, and so I attended, and then I began going sometimes with the neighbor and sometimes just by myself. I just visit here and there, and I just kind of continued to go for quite a while.
Wow. And then, did somebody then additionally invite you to Alpha, or how did Alpha become a part of your journey?
One Sunday at the 10 o'clock Mass, I met a dear woman, and we left the parish together, and we ended up in the parking lot chatting for several minutes, probably close to an hour. And she was just so delightful, and she was sweet. And of course, I don't know that many people. So we struck up a nice little friendship, and she invited me to try Alpha. I asked her, would she go? And she said, well, I've done that. I have been involved, but no, you just go and you try it. So I went home and thought about it and thought about her quite a lot. And I ended up inquiring and just decided I was going to go in there and try it, which I did.
So you just made that bold step forward. You started going, not knowing anyone. So
right.
What was that like for you as you experienced Alpha?
It was good. I mean, in the beginning, I was hoping she would just kind of show up here, and I could, you know how you're just kind of hoping to see someone familiar. But she had said to me, "No, I'm not going to be attending this session." So I just went, and but I mean, from the very first night, you're introduced to a group of people, so it didn't take long to start making acquaintances and just kind of warming up to the group there.
So you had a pretty good experience there with the group. So what more did you experience through Alpha? Tell me more about that experience. I was moved by the whole, the video series was such a worldwide effort to bring people into the question of, who is God? And I was just moved by it. And I just started kind of hungering for more of those sessions. And then, of course, they add worship to the evening. And I was kind of slow to really open up. I mean, I can sing, but not that well. But I mean, I opened up. But then as time went by, I just noticed the genuine feeling of just this
everyone just lavishly worshiping and loving God. And I wanted to allow myself to just let go of whatever was holding me back and just accept it and trust God. And it just grew and grew and grew.
Wow. So, because it is kind of a progression with Alpha. Each week's just a little bit more, a little bit more. And
exactly
builds to the weekend away, or that for you, it was in the summer. It was last summer. So the day away at the church of,
yes.
Was that for a lot of people, that's a powerful experience. How was that for you?
That was the huge turning point because I didn't expect it. I wasn't expecting anything really out of the ordinary to happen, but I didn't want to miss because I didn't really want to miss any Alpha sessions. And so I went and I guess it was Brad or one of his sidekicks mentioned asking the Holy Spirit to come into your soul, into your heart. And at this point, I had really opened up and started praying and worshiping God there. And I just felt like there was a powerful tug for me to just surrender and let go and just ask God to come into my life. And that's what I did at that weekend. And it turned things around completely after that.
Wow. And I'm sure there's so much that can be said about that turnaround and the effects in your life. I guess, how would you summarize your journey since then? Since Alpha, how has that made a difference in your life? And where are you now on your journey?
Well, I'm still growing, but each and every week I really notice that, well, first of all, I've started saying our Fathers a lot, and I just pray a lot. And then I find myself just talking to God a lot. And then I just find myself not being fearful of anything. I am a landlord, so it takes a lot to bring me down. But I still, like we all have stress. And I have just given that all up in a way. Like there's nothing to be afraid of for me anymore. There's no reason, whatever happens, it's all in God's hands. And I talk to him now and just say, if this situation does not turn out to be what I want it to be, then I'll know that it's you. And if you will just let me be an instrument for you and let me either just shine a light or bring some hope, let me just accept what you have. That's awesome. For this situation. So those kinds of things are not things I used to do.
Wow. So it's so cool to hear that's a part of your personal journey of faith, but also part of your journey has been a journey of the community of St. Anne and a journey towards being received into the Catholic Church. So you joined RCIA and then you were prepared to be baptized.
Exactly.
Your vigil, of course, that's changed, and I just shared with you that we have the new dates, and so you will be are planning to be received into the Catholic Church here in the next few weeks. Is that right?
That is so right. I can't even believe it myself. I mean, even as a kid, I wanted to be a Catholic, and I just never had a way to do it, and so I'm just ecstatic. And I knew that even with this virus, that God was going to make it happen, and it would be even more meaningful when it finally did happen. So I'm so excited.
We're so excited for you. I mean, your story and stories like yours just enliven our community. So many Catholics, we've been in the church, we take things for granted, and seeing through the fresh eyes of faith and a person coming to the Lord and coming into the church, just adds so much to our community. So I just thank you for your yes to that first invitation to St. Anne, and that yes to come to Alpha, yes to open your heart, and all the yeses you've made to be on the journey and to be a part of our community. So nice to meet you and to hear more of your story. And yeah, we'll see you here in the next few weeks. I'll look forward to being there to celebrate with you.
Oh, good deal. Thank you, Kurt. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.